Hello everybody and welcome back to episode 2 in my short little Evil Genius 2 World Domination Let's Play series. We're here with our lovely minion, Evil Genius Maximilian, who's currently standing in my scientist training room. I've completed most of the little basic side quest so far to recruit all the basic minions. So to complete this first mission, I need to go and build my inner sanctuary. But I just want to show you how I've upgraded the base so far. We've added, like I say, science lab, where I've been doing all my research. I've added a few other little bits where minions can recharge their smarts and some of their other bits and pieces, their morale, their vitality, things like that. Keep the workers in tip-top shape, giving them a food area, again giving them places where they can relax off duty, putting plenty of beds and lockers. I've greatly expanded my communications area, my broadcast area for running my schemes. Got a big training, got a big security area as well. And then we've got stairs. I've done the research to get us up to the second floor. And also, I've got another set of stairs that takes us down into the basement, where at the moment I've got my generators. And I've got a lot of generators now. A lot of excess power set up at the minute. But down here in the basement is where I'm planning to put the inner sanctum. Now I've upgraded me holding cell as well. Although at the minute we don't have the cash to be able to buy the brainwashing station, so that's one of the reasons to now go ahead, do my inner sanctum and build my vault. I've also put a lot more traps in this corridor because, of course, the forces of justice like to get in and like to come inside. I've got some boxing glove traps in that corridor there. But my cover operation is up and running. Now with the deception minions recruited, we've got tables, backgammon tables, baccarat tables, and things like that. Here comes a minion already. He's going to get accosted by the deception minion, who's going to say, "Hey, you're not supposed to be in here. Get out." Now, I am recording this video before the new patch came out. There has been a big patch released today, 28th of April, as I'm recording this commentary for the video, which changes a lot of the game. So I'm not sure if it's save game compatible or not, so that when I come to record the next episode, there might be some massive changes for me to get my head around. So that might change the series going forward a little bit. Also, the reason why there's no face cam on this video compared to the first one is because just as I was trying to play this game yesterday, there was a weird moment where my PC disconnected all my USB devices and then turned them back on again. And unfortunately what that meant was my microphone got in my mixing software got disabled. So when I recorded the video, I had the face cam on, but unfortunately there was no microphone commentary. So again, it's very distracting for people watching a video if, you know, the commentary that you're hearing now doesn't match with what the person on screen is saying. It looks like one of those really badly dubbed kung fu movies, or it's really distracting like when they put the sign guy for the hard of hearing on the corner of the screen during a program. So I've had to disable the webcam, the face cam from the video, so you're just looking at the video today, but face cam will be back for episode 3, do not worry. Now I've built me inner sanctum here, and I'm just putting a corridor in, because what I want to do is I want to put some cameras, so me facing into my lair, because unfortunately some of the forces of justice are quite supernatural in the fact that they're able to enter your base via your vault. They don't come in through the front door, they don't come in through the helipad, they just appear in your vault. Things like rogues And one of the super agents, I think Symmetry, she does it as well. She just spawns in your vault. Now, again, I don't know if that's going to be fixed with the patch that has been released today. We'll find out as we carry on playing. But because of the way the Forces of Justice spawned in my previous Let's Play, in my previous playthrough of the game, with Emma, I felt this time, to be better prepared for the Forces of Justice, I need to make sure I've got cameras pointing into my vault. So if any bad guys spawn in my vault, they're going to get picked up pretty quickly by my security guards, who are hopefully going to come running to deal with them. Because typically, the Forces of Justice that spawn in your vault steal your gold and anything else that's in your vault, like loot items. So, you don't really want them in there for very long, because they will absolutely wipe you out. Now, if you actually get into combat with them and defeat them before they have a chance to leave your base and teleport away, you can get your golden items back. But obviously, if you don't know they're there, and it's very easy not to notice them, especially, like you say, when you have your vaults on different levels of the base and you have them at different areas, you might not see them all the time, especially if you're tied up on the world stage map, which again is something that hopefully today's patch is going to address, how much time you need to spend on that world stage map, managing schemes and navigating heat and balancing heat and stuff like that. Apparently there's massive changes to go through. There's a huge flipping wall of text that's been released by the developers explaining all the different changes. So it's going to be interesting to see how the game plays going forward, and whether it's going to be a little bit more fun and not so much just sitting waiting for stuff on the world scheme map to happen. One of the things, I have had a quick skim through of the wall of text, one of the things that I'm not quite too keen on is the fact that they've apparently buffed the agents. They've made the agents stronger and the investigators stronger and some of the other enemy types that come to your base. And apparently they now come more frequently as well. And because of things, there's various things that, you know, again, because of what your activity on the world stage, on the world map, it now prompts these things to happen more frequently. And again, apparently things that draw suspicion, that the investigators and stuff find as being suspicious, apparently that's been tweaked a bit, so now they find more things suspicious, and if they leave your base with suspicion, that's going to prompt a new enemy type to spawn and come to your base straight away, which is going to be very difficult for you to deal with. Another thing they've done, which again to me sounds like a little bit of a punishment, is they've increased the salaries of all the specialist minions. So if you have loads and loads of guards and mercenaries and hitmen and kung fu fighters in your base to try and defend yourself, you're going to be spending loads of money on salaries. And what they've also done to make that even more punishing is if you fail to pay your minions because you run out of gold for whatever reason, because you're building something and, you know, your golds are empty, boss. Your vaults are empty, boss. Then your minions will desert far quicker, including your specialist minions. And specialist minions like your guards, your hitmen, your mercenaries, your kung fu fighters, they will actually fight and kill other minions on their way out as they are deserting. So you could, you know, if you don't keep your own workers happy, you could get a massive mutiny that wipes out your base. So yeah, that's something to look out for now. But yeah, we'll launch a few new schemes on the map. At some point I'm going to need to go and take over a few different areas, because these areas get locked down a lot faster now. But yeah, some of the patch notes, some of the things that have been announced in today's patch that has landed, I'm very happy about. Broadcast strength has been lowered, especially for upgrading upgrading criminal networks, which means you won't hopefully need to build 5 million computers in your lab to be able to take over the whole map and upgrade all your networks. There's also going to be a wider variety of schemes available at level 1 networks, which allow you to earn money. And there's going to be schemes available for specialist minions at level 1, which means you can keep a network at level 1 and still actually make good money off of it for the duration of the game. Apparently they've also added some schemes that only require intel, that you don't need to send any workers or any specialist minions out onto the map, so you can keep, so you don't lose your workforce, but it's going to cost you intel to run those missions and those schemes.
Intellect worthy of helping me on my quest for world
to me
domination.
is something that's a little bit of a concern, because
intel
intel is generated very, very slowly in the game.
You're not
even
strong.
if you have tons of the little intel computers, the supercomputers, manned by scientists, the rate at which you generate your intel and the fact that it's capped at 99 makes it very, very difficult. Makes it very, very difficult. So if, depending on how much intel those intel missions require, you could find yourself not doing too many of those, or not being able to run loads of them at once. But yeah, recruit your computer. We're going to recruit a henchman. We're going to go get ISIS, I think it is. Iris or ISIS. Probably isn't ISIS.
Side story.
It's probably Iris. So we're going to go and capture our first henchman. Again, this is all part of the opening tutorial, which we need to do. And again, once this mission has completed, then we'll be free to go off and start doing loot missions, side missions, as well as recruit other henchmen. And to be honest, I'll probably straight away off the bat go and get a second henchman. And in fact, I'll probably try and recruit a lot of henchmen in my first, before I start doing the loot quests and stuff. Make sure I've got, because henchmen are the best way to defend your base from the forces of justice, because they are, you know, they're on the same level as the super agents. So, you know,
A scheme has succeeded.
when you get you know, invaded by investigators or whatever, send your henchmen to beat them down. Job done, you know. So yeah, I'm going to place my security cameras on these pillars. Again, it's a bit weird that in this game that you can only put cameras in corridors, so you have to create a bit of corridor to be able to put cameras in your base and have them oversee an area. But obviously, as soon as I've got the ability to tag rooms with either capture or kill orders, the vault will be tagged with a kill anyone in here that's not supposed to be in here order. So again, if any enemies turn up in my vault, they'll be picked up straight away on camera, and the guards will be dispatched to kill them without me having to touch them. It'll be an automated process, hopefully. And the fact that the vault is in the same room as my evil genius means that, again, any forces of justice types that spawn in there, if they try to disguise themselves, the evil genius sees through the disguises, so they won't be able to hide. So let's go scout a couple of other regions, because we're getting to that point now where all our regions seem to lock down at the same time, because we have so little heat generation. So we need to get into a few different areas. Also, some of these missions, like recruiting your henchmen and that, they require me to go and do schemes in parts of the world that I haven't got networks in yet. So it's always a bit tricky when you need to go and to do a scheme that's required for an objective, but it's not in one of the areas that you have a network. So it forces you to create a network. So again, in the early game, it sometimes might be easier if you're a little bit limited on broadcaster strength and stuff, to actually destroy some of your networks in some areas and take over other areas, move over into other areas, especially in the early game. It might be better to do that. And like I say, if you have got a bit of knowledge about the game from having played it before, you kind of know which areas tend to spawn the mission quests in. So you make sure you've got your network set up in those first, so you never get locked out of them. What I'm going to do, I'm going to move some of these backgammon tables. Now again, something else that is in the patch notes today for the update, which as I say, we'll probably see in episode 3 when I come to record episode 3, is that the forces of justice that come to your lair, your base, as they come through the cover operation, come through your casino, they now spend less time at the tables and at the distraction things. So they spend less time at these different things, having their skills and their resolve drained. And also, once they've been to a table, they will not return to it. So they'll only visit a table once now, which means eventually you might find that they don't get tied up and caught in the cover operation so much. You might find that more and more of the forces of justice now actually do get to your door, do get to your base.
You're running out of gold.
Which is a bit of a problem. So that's going to be interesting to see how that works, because in my previous playthrough with Emma, my cover casino, by the time I'd got the socialites, spin doctors and things like that set up,
You're running out of gold. Maybe
and got them recruited
from the
and
world.
hired, none of the forces of justice ever left the casino. They were always kept in the casino. They were always kept at tables. They were always kept at the floor shows, you know, slot machines, etc. And, you know, eventually they'd lose all their stats and they'd leave. I never had to deal with normal investigators infiltrating my lair. So I'm going to guess that the changes now that have been made is going to make it so that the cover operation is less powerful and won't hold the investigators' attention forever, and eventually they will just work their way through it and enter your base. I mean, I'm hoping that by the time they enter the base, they're still actually going to be, you know, their stats are still going to be really, really low. They're still going to have had their resolve hammered, their skills lowered, etc. So that when they do actually make it into that first corridor, they're going to be easy pickings for the guards that respond to them. But we'll see. We have to wait and see. Because like I say, the patch is only released this morning, and I'm kind of downloading it now as I'm recording this commentary, so it's downloading in the background. I'll probably fire the game up later today and probably start recording episode 3 now that we've got patch 1.3 available to us. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff. I mean, just things like the number of tourists arriving at the lair will increase now with campaign progress. But the cost of bonus minion capacity research projects has been lowered. However, it doesn't say that the minion cap has been increased, which is the problem that I have with those researches, the fact they don't increase that 300 cap. The rate at which workers are auto-hired has been changed now to a rate of 6 every 60 seconds, increased from 2 every 60 seconds. So instead of getting 2 workers a minute, you now get 6. That's nice. As I say, Agents have had their combat stats increased to ensure they remain a challenge in the face of tougher muscle minions. I'm not so sure about that, because again, in my Emma playthrough, the final campaign mission saw massive waves of agents coming to the base, and you had to survive like waves of 15 agents coming at a time, and they wiped out my minions massively. You know, I lost over 282 minions by the time I completed that mission and completed the game. I suffered 282 casualties defending the base from the waves of agents.
New optional objective available.
Training time for minions has been reduced for biologists, quantum chemists, counter agents, socialites and spin doctors. That's nice, because again, you have to send out so many of them on schemes in the end game, and of course, to be able to train those, you first need to be able to train scientists and valets, which then undertake training to become biologists, quantum chemists. And again, the death wave, when the agents start kicking everybody's butt, means it can be very difficult to retrain enough minions. Muscle minions will now prefer to use advanced guard posts over guard tables and staging posts in the armory. Ah, that's a good change, because I know a lot of people were complaining that muscle minions didn't stand at guard posts. If you place guard posts around your base, they never man them.
You're running out of gold. Maybe steal some from the world.
That's quite nice. As I say, there is some good changes in this patch that are definitely welcome. There's a few things I'm not quite so sure about in this new patch that I don't think are necessarily positive changes, but we'll see. And again, we'll run some schemes. A few areas in lockdown, sadly. It's making life difficult. One of the other things they have changed is that criminal networks in the new patch are going to generate more gold passively. So you don't have to run schemes. They will generate more gold just sitting there, which is also going to be nice. And that scales as you upgrade them. So as you upgrade a level 1 network to level 2, it will earn more gold just passively, just sitting there. The downside to that is that when a network does enter lockdown now, when its heat gets full and it does enter lockdown, when the network comes out of lockdown, it won't go all the way back to 0. It won't just fully completely reset. It will stay at, I think it resets to 10% on easy. I think it's 20% on medium and 30% on hard difficulty. So you don't get 0 when it comes out of lockdown. It doesn't get reset fully back to 0. It still retains some of the heat, which again, for a level 1 network where you only have about 50 heat, is going to be a tough balance.
You're running out of gold. Maybe
Oh, here comes some more agents. Look, some more investigators. Right, we've got a chance to launch a few more schemes. Might send out some more, do some of the longer ones this time actually, for a bit. Some of the 30-minute ones. That's also been changed and tweaked in the patch as well. longer schemes are going to generate, obviously, reward you with more cash for undertaking them. But what the longer schemes are also going to do is they're going to provide you with that cash over the duration of the scheme. So the second the scheme starts, you'll start earning the money. So if your network goes into lockdown whilst the scheme is still running, you don't completely lose all your progress. Dude got punched in the face there. Oh, he got punched in the face again. That was unlucky. Now my guards come, look, because they've picked him up on the camera. Before they get into the base, the guards are like, no, you do not belong in here. Turn around. Go back to the casino. This is staff only back here. One of these dudes got punched in the face. So which one is the one that got... Yeah, that's the one that got punched in the face, because he's lost quite a bit of vitality. He doesn't lose a lot of vitality, though. And that's one of the things as well I'm a little bit disappointed about with the trap system in the game, is the fact that traps don't actually do a lot of damage. They don't actually incur a lot of pain and suffering on these pesky intruders. I think that could have been given a buff. Trap damage could have been definitely buffed by the developers to make the traps, when the traps work, actually make them be more effective. Because it's bad enough that 99% of the time the intruders will just blow right past your traps, disabling them, destroying them.
My consciousness is in complete control.
The unlucky ones that do set the traps off don't really suffer any penalty for doing so. They don't get really hurt.
We can't have the place burned down just because you felt like a walk, can we?
That would be inadvisable.
Cold intelligence with a tough outer casing. It's like looking in a mirror, almost.
It's like looking in a mirror.
Now this is all set up, it's time for me personally to take over the world. Cancel my calls. I'm going into politics.
Done. Believe it or not, you don't get that many calls. What with this being a secret lair and all.
That'll change once they elect me to be president of the world.
President of the world, eh? Have we got any other objectives to do? Yeah, we've got to go and... we've got to interrogate some political aides that have come to the island, or will be coming to the island. Need to buy a country, apparently. That's interesting. And... right, we've got some new stuff to do, look. Right. New henchman tasks. Got some loot tasks. These are all pretty good. I'm probably going to do, like, say, henchmen. And I like Eli Barracuda as a henchman is a pretty good, safe bet to go and grab.
Look. Another evil genius.
He works very well as a deception type minion as well. He can drain people's stats by talking to them with his silver tongue as one of his abilities. And then his other ability is he's got obviously his silver gun, which he can load with 6 bullets and pretty much one-shot people, intruders. So he can take out like 6 intruders.
Gun in your hand. I can take it all whenever I want.
Pretty good agent, henchman to have. Had him in my Emma playthrough. I also had Jubei, but I don't think I'm going to bother with Jubei this time. Although his Windwalk ability is very useful, just being able to teleport to an area on the map that you click to, which is very useful if you get like investigators coming in and picking a fight right inside your casino entrance with people. You can teleport Jubei straight there. You haven't got to wait for him to run all the way through your base, through all the different doors. You can teleport in there and have him start laying waste to everybody. But I wonder if the political aides are coming on this ship. I don't see them in the base already. They should be marked usually with a little white icon above their heads. It looks like a handshake, like symbol, emoji thing. I think they turn up on their own. I don't think I have to go and capture them. There are some missions where you have to capture people and bring them back to your base to be able to interrogate them. But I think these guys just turn up on their own, of their own free will, at some point. Again, we'll run some schemes, get the money flowing in. Buy a country. So we can do that mission without having to recruit a new criminal network. I see. Now I'm doing the henchman quest for Eli.
A trap has been triggered.
He actually puts some missions on the map where he's basically attacking us, and we have to try and resolve that threat. Otherwise, we suffer penalties. So we need to resolve his threats before we can actually, like, here's another one. Look, before we can actually go and capture him or capture his minion-y type. So we've got to do those resolve threats. Otherwise, like I say, we could end up losing a lot of gold or receiving an attack of highly skilled individuals or whatever. We're going to get a lot of minion-y types coming in. So yeah, it's the same with the super agents as well. Sometimes the super agents later in the game will start running schemes on the world map that you have to go and resolve. And whilst you're doing the resolve missions, obviously you can't be undertaking any schemes to actually earn yourself gold or rewards. So it kind of takes you out of the game for a bit, trying to resolve threats against yourself. And also, obviously, if your area goes into lockdown, you're unable to resolve the threats because you can't run schemes when you're in lockdown. Makes you a sitting duck at that point. And like I say, some of the penalties can be quite harsh. I mean, one of them there was like minus 250,000 gold if you failed to resolve it. I mean, at this moment in time, that's probably not terrible because I don't have 250,000 gold sitting in my vaults. But obviously that's quite a lot to lose later on in the game.
A scheme has succeeded.
If you do have it. And especially with the changes going forward, like we've discussed, if you suddenly lose all your gold and can't pay your workers and they suddenly start to desert and going on a mutiny and going on a killing rampage, aha, here come all the political aides, look.
Find
6
that
of them.
intruder and bring them in for questioning.
We'll just tag them all for
I
capture.
demand that intruder be located and captured.
Tag them all for capture.
Locate and grab that intruder.
Run a few more little schemes. So we're trying to resolve those 2 missions. We're obviously waiting for our minions to be sent there. That's something as well that's positive to say about the new patch. They've increased the transport times. Well, they've decreased the transport times and they've increased the speed at which the vehicles come to and from your island. So when you are running schemes, your workers will get dispatched a lot quicker.
You're running out of gold.
You won't get this like massive pile up of minions at your helipad waiting to leave, because transport will be more frequent. training up some new guards. Got 6 guard stations, look. In fact, actually, I've got 7. Got 7 guards. I could train 7 guards at a time, which is very useful when you need to replenish not only guards, but your more specialist martial minions later in the game. So yeah, definitely going to be doing a much bigger training room this time round, going forward in this save. Much bigger training room and having multiple trainings, because again, I just think when the death wave comes and you're losing all your minions to the forces of justice, you're going to need that plenty of ability to train replacements. There's another enemy about to break into my base there. Looks like we've captured all the political aides. They're all stood there now waiting for minions to come and escort them. To escort them to the holding cells, and then we'll get them interrogated.
A scheme has succeeded.
A scheme has succeeded. So yeah, as you can see, we just got our minions have got to turn up one by one to lead these guys back to the holding cell. Here comes Henchman Iris, she's out there as well. This guy's wandering around a bit. He's the one that I think got punched in the face a few times. Is he going to break into my room? He is, but oh, he's been accosted by the workers. Workers have got him straight away and said, look, you're not supposed to be in there. I may redesign this corridor a bit.
Has succeeded.
It's a shame I can't dig bits and have a camera right facing the door, but you know what? We'll come up with a better plan. More schemes. More schemes. Again, earn more gold. That's what we need to do. All the while, keep earning gold. Again, I prefer to earn gold rather than spend it. So it's very important to have a good, healthy supply of gold. And it's one of the reasons why I like to expand my lair pretty quickly, so we've always got quite a healthy reserve of gold on hand. So I will be increasing my vault space quite rapidly as well.
We've got a new prisoner.
We have. It's one of the political aides. They don't have a lot of resolve, these guys, so we should just be able to brainwash them fairly quickly. And they're not going to put up a great deal of fight. And we'll just escort them to their chairs, shine lights in their eyes, and until they give us their secrets. Technicians are repairing the chairs as well. Smack him in the face with a machine a few times. Squirt stuff on him.
We have captured an intruder.
Throw a bomb at him. See if that makes him a little bit more scared to revealing, talking.
An intruder has given us their secrets. An intruder has been captured.
Ow!
We've got a new prisoner. An intruder has given us their secrets.
Intruder has given us their secrets. That's all the political aides now that have been interrogated. So now we just need to buy a country, and then we also need to go and have a few meetings or something on the world
An
stage.
intruder has given us their secrets.
Hello, where are you going? Oh, he's leaving. He's just off. Off on his travels. Apparently we didn't capture that guy. We didn't bring that guy to the jail. We
An
never
intruder
escorted
has
him.
given us their secrets.
So he's just been allowed to leave. That's a bit of a weird one. Maybe none of my staff made it back into that area and picked up on him. I might need to put another camera in, you know. Just inside that door there. So that, again, when the agents come in and they get tagged, they're going to get picked up on camera. Just as a reminder to the guards in the guard room there to go and actually arrest and escort those people back to the holding cells. We've got a few blind spots in this base that we need to kind of need to improve on a little bit. Oh, my minion desk's been, me evil genius's desk has been made. We ought to put our evil genius at his desk now. We ought to have him sat in his evil genius desk. We can't put our henchman at the henchman desk yet, unfortunately, because the minions still haven't built it. But yeah, our evil genius is going to be coming to sit at his desk very soon, where he'll look very evil and geniusy. And that, I guess, will be the end of today's episode, everyone. So yeah, look forward to episode 3 in a couple of days' time, where we will have, hopefully, the new patch. Well, we will definitely have the new patch, and we'll be seeing if the game has had any massive changes in that time, and whether it all works perfectly fine or whether there's going to be any new bugs or issues. So for now, from me, CY, as we sit here with Maximilian at his desk, I'm going to say, please go ahead, leave a like on the video, make sure you're subscribed to the channel and enabled your notifications, leave your comments in the comment section down below, and again, this series will continue past 6 videos only if we get a lot of views, a lot of likes and a lot of comments on these 6 videos. So if you want to see this full campaign, you need to be liking, commenting, subscribing and sharing these videos. That chair looks way too big for him. He's definitely got a small man's complex, hasn't he, this fella? Old evil genius, Maximilian. Well, okay, guys. Hope you've enjoyed today's video. I'll see you all again in the next one. Goodbye for now from me, everybody. Cheerio.